Die Harder.
Die Harder. Goblin.
Goblin Game Part 2, Die Harder. There wasn't enough player deaths in the first session.
No, we can always fix that tonight.
We can. But just to get us into the mood, could I have a quick summary of the first game and what our dynamic delvers have done so far?
Scrit are gamey. That's all I can say while I dive into IMs right quick.
Allegedly. Unless you snuck a bite while no one was looking.
I hope so.
So, we did not let Jane Doe light the wagon on fire.
Cowards.
For the 8th time.
For the 8th time. We went into the hole, we found some bad guys. We spoke with the dead, and then we found the bad guys.
Jane got engaged.
Jane
Basically.
is engaged, yeah.
Goblin engagement.
I would say that the courtship ritual has thoroughly begun. Those rituals are not particularly long amongst goblins.
I was told that note-taking would not be necessary, so I can't remember names of anything right now.
And that's fine, just high points, the things that hit.
Yeah, the long and short of it, we got to a goblin war, and we were told that the mining parties went missing, and the unions that were sent after them have subsequently gone missing. One guy came back, but he came back wrong, kind of funny in the head, and hasn't said shit about nothing. So they're relying on us, in the name of Queen Sabine, to figure out what the fuck is wrong and get production back up and running, because she needs those anarchy barrels for reasons we don't understand entirely. We went through the main mining site, found that there was a fucking motherlode ready to be harvested, found a body. Body told us that Scrit had shown up, they overran the place. I forget what else we asked them. One question remained, and Bug, our cryptid of a friend, left the creature in a state of undeath, having not asked the third question. Propped him up, though. In my opinion, you should give him a juice box, though. Left there, moved on deeper into the caves, found a place of secrets hidden away, of importance that we don't quite understand, arches and roads and stonework that seems to be made intelligently. Judy scattered ahead, found a group of Scrit. We dispatched them.
All right, that sounds good. And leads us to where we will pick up tonight's game at, with the Goblin Delvers gathered around the small fire pit of the watch Scrit that you have all thoroughly dispatched in the midst of a enormous ruined city, deep within the mountainside near the Gonway Warren.
Is that our cue to start?
Yes, by all means, please.
Radical. So Chadsworth is poking at one of the crispy Scrit.
His full name is Chadsworth?
Chadsworth.
I had just picked up Chad before. That is even more amazing. Thank you.
Excellent. Otherwise known as Ugly Chad. Really unfortunate, born cursed with ugliness. So he's poking at one of the Scrit. I believe we looted the Scrit last game, so there's not much to take from them. I think by now the party would be aware that Chad is on a adventure, a quest of discovery in the culinary. He's been sharing stories of the various, not just like conquests, but also like his dietary conquests. Yeah, he's gonna go for it and see about eating Scrit meat.
Okay. You've got the half-cooked Scrit is still there, so.
And there's a fire pit that they were keeping watch at, right?
Yeah.
Jane is more than happy to light one on fire to cook it. Just attempt.
Alrighty, folks. Well, while you guys catch your breath, I'm going to see if this thing's edible. If you guys come up with a good plan, I'll be right here, either retching or delighting. Wish me luck.
Medium rare? Medium rare?
Well, we got to try them all. Rare, medium rare, well done. There's a different level of cookedness for all forms of meat.
You know what? I'm down.
I'll spat my drink.
All right.
Hey, see, you're an adventurer yourself.
Romantic dinner!
Romantic dinner.
Brad, get over here. It's romantic dinner time.
Exotic foods.
Exotic food sound fine. As long as it's not spit.
No, it's grit.
It's absolutely scrit.
Ugh. Well,
We could poach it in wine.
Among some races,
that'll make it
there's
taste
already
better,
done
but
it.
okay.
So, we have adventuring gear, and
Yeah.
as far as I understand, adventuring gear is a collection of useful or mundane items. When you need an item, you rustle around and you find the thing. I've got 5 uses, so can I say that I have a cook pot in my adventuring gear and mark off the use?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
I am not going to stop anyone from saying I have cooking gear in my supplies.
Oh yeah, Chad Swarth has cooking gear for sure.
Especially the gourmand.
All right, so you gather around and you spend a few minutes pooling your supplies, what ingredients you have to prepare a few different cuts of skrit meat.
Alright, so we got some leg meat, we've got some pectoral. That liver's looking interesting, but maybe it might be a little on the full side.
Once it is all prepared, and during this time, it should be noted there aren't patrols. They aren't very professional.
Oh shit, I should have checked the patrols.
Occasionally, you hear like rocks clattering in the distance, kind of echoing throughout the streets of this abandoned place. But y'all are just kind of like ignoring the oppressive, ancient, time-worn essence of this subterranean city in favor of eating rat meat. So after cooking it up in a couple different styles, this is the general impression of skrit meat. It is a little gamey. Cooking it makes you find that these skrit don't have a whole lot of fat on them, so the meat tends to be a little more tough, could use some tenderizing. It's also a little, there's a little sour note to it, maybe a little too much lactic acid. Maybe the meat is just a little off somehow. And just kind of looking over the state of these skrit, grimy as they are, it might be just, living conditions. Like, if these were living above ground and, had proper food and the opportunity to clean and groom themselves more regularly, you might be able to do something with this.
Well, it's certainly not food stock for the war, and I'll give it that much. Good in a pinch, but... Chief, this ain't it.
Better for stew meat, I think.
Ooh.
That's right, Judy.
Tubers.
I like Judy's idea. Punch it with some wine.
Some onions, some leek, some spuds.
Enough cabbage and you won't even taste it.
Hey, cabbage is the great equalizer, I find. Well, now that we're sitting down and enjoying a nice romantic dinner as a friend group, I can't help but wonder if they have a group keeping watch, pointing out that we are in fact intruders. It makes me wonder, how big is the place they're trying to protect?
I look over at the ruins of the city that we're right next to. I look back
Right
at them.
inside.
Oh, right inside of.
Yeah,
I
you're in
look
like a
back-
little courtyard, not courtyard, like a little square, an intersection.
Yeah, I look around at where we're in right now. I look at Chadsworth. I look around again. Ugly Chad, I think what we're doing here, they've gotten a little bit further in, because it's a city. It's a pre-existing city that they can just use. So there's buildings. Yeah.
Places to hide, places to breed. He rubs a knuckle under his lip, and you can see he put his thinking cap on, and you can pretty much see the steam coming out of his ears as he tries to puzzle this.
I mean, to be fair, this seems to echo the general goblin way of doing things.
This looks awfully familiar. Can't quite put my finger on it.
Who knows? Let's go.
You go back to scouting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more we find out, the better. Start cleaning stuff up and gathering belongings. I will do a very ungoblin thing and begin to put out the fire, as though there is anything to set a light down here.
What are you doing?
No!
Are you just trying to piss off Jando?
Oh, sorry, Jane.
Just keep putting it out. She can suck it up. We gotta get rid of the lights because they're attracted to shiny light. Let's keep that in mind. And I send a glare over at Jando.
Good point, Brad.
Thank you, Judy.
I'm going to reach into the cinders with my axe and kind of lift out a small, smoldering, piece of wood or mushroom stalk or whatever the fuck they have that can burn down here. You could take a tiny light with you. Keep one flame alive. Maybe hide it somewhere.
I can just make fire. It's fine.
Okay. I'll throw it back in the pit and stamp it down.
The man of the group. The cowards that you are.
Chad wastes no time in stomping the rest of it with his leather boots. His mock dartons.
Alrighty. Y'all gather your things, put away the remnants of your meal, and you set out once more into the city?
Yes.
Alright, and Judy's taking the scouting position again?
Yeah.
Alright. Give me a wisdom roll.
Sure.
Do adversity tokens carry between games?
If you have it marked down, sure.
Got it. I'm all out.
What the fuck?
I just wanted to know if in case anyone else
Just
had
in
it.
case anyone else had any tokens.
Goddamn goblin.
That's my alignment. My alignment is goblin. Hey.
Great success.
Very cool.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, you got a straight success last time, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's built for one thing.
So Judy skitters on ahead, and like before, you kind of fall into the groups, walks about, 20, 25 feet back, 30 feet maybe. Judy scurries just within sight, checking the ground, moving ahead. And you do notice here in the city there are tracks leading to and fro. A lot easier to follow than they were in the caves back that you came through. Now that you know what you're looking for, you can clearly see that these are script tracks. It's the signs of, rat-like creatures moving about quickly on the balls of their feet, the occasional drag of a tail behind them. And you can see, as you move forward into the city, they all seem to be moving deeper in towards the far side of the cavern. And with such a high success, as you move a little further in, you hear a sudden squeal of pain from around a corner that looks like it's leading into um, a boulevard with large stone arches curved above, leading to what looks like a big structure of some sort in the back of the city. And you move to the edge and you peek around the corner and you see another group of Skrit. One seems larger than the others, and he is armed with a raggedy looking shield and a miner's pick that he is yanking out of a smaller Skrit that he has just killed. And there are 3 other towering Skrits around him. They look like a patrol of some sort that had some kind of disagreement. And the leader is berating the other 3 underlings.
Does the whole group see this, or just Judy?
Just Judy at the moment.
Oh, I'll go back and tell everybody.
Huh. Sounds like someone didn't pay their union dues.
Three cowering, eh? Maybe something I can do with that. Maybe we have to kill him first one.
No, there's a big guy. I don't know, that sounds pretty dangerous. I mean, I could throw myself at him, or we could try to sneak past him. Chad's gonna he's gonna pose a question to the group, because I don't necessarily want to roll for it, but Chad does have an idea. Is there anything around here that we can use to turn, maybe even the odds?
I have fire.
I have. Do we have rags?
Yes.
I think between the 2 of us, we can come up with something real fun. And I'm gonna pull out my extra water skin of wine.
Uh-oh.
Oh god, you want to make a Molotov, don't you?
I do want to make a Molotov.
Dane's gonna just take one of her knives and start cutting and ripping at the edges of her dress. So instead of like it being ankle length, it'll end up being knee length.
Ooh, double duty. It'll show a little leg on your date tonight.
Now you're cooking with oil.
So, DM, I guess we would like to make a Molotov cocktail.
All right, I like this idea.
I guess I could make you invisible there, Jane Doe.
I'm looking for something very specific on my thing.
I feel like making a Molotov cocktail. Goblins making a Molotov cocktail. This has the potential to go wrong. I think this is going to call for a roll. You've got a source of fire. You've got a fluid igniter source.
So I'd like to point out that I actually have Trap Expert.
Ooh, okay, okay. Tell me
What's
about
it do? What's it do?
What's it do?
Well, so like this rules is written, it says when I spend a moment to survey a dangerous area, I roll roll plus dex, and I can ask certain questions. But I feel like that should expand into making traps.
I agree. I think that should expand into making traps as well.
Because I also have cautious, which is my advanced move, which gives me +1 to my trap expert skill.
Okay, I think this is going to be one of the rare cases where you're going to be able to leverage a high modifier on this. I'm going. What kind of roll to craft a Molotov?
Dex.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me. What is your dex bonus?
+2, +3 with my advanced skill in traps.
Okay, I'm going to say you have another. The advanced skill in traps, is that just from traps expert or from cautious?
From cautious, I have my advanced move is.
Okay, so I'm going to give you another one for just the combination of trap expert and having assistance on this.
Okay.
So I think that's all together. That's like a +4.
Well, good.
Oh.
So that's a 9.
Okay. So a 9 is a mild success. So you definitely get the Molotov going, but not without accidentally setting your arm on fire.
That seems right.
I'm going to say you take just 1 point of burning damage.
Judy tried to drink the wine after it was on fire. She lost track of the order.
Like, it just reminded her of this one, like, bar that she heard about that makes these really fancy drinks.
Yes!
With, like, lids
Oh,
that
God.
look on fire.
It's one of those drinking montages gone bad.
But, you know, you're among friends. You're able to quickly douse that. You have a burning Molotov in your hand.
Shit, throw!
So, follow-up question before you get ready to throw it. Brad did offer to make you invisible, which would give you the opportunity to get closer to them.
Jane Doe, I think you're throwing, or am I throwing?
Jane can throw. It'd
All right.
probably be really good if Jane threw.
Yeah, she can manipulate fire when it's in her hands, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So once she takes a drink out of it, realizes that this is not it, she will hand it off to Jane and go, "Alright, you're up!"
Alright. She has it. And she's gonna turn around. We're leaving one alive. One of the weak, dumb ones.
Kind of flip my axe around to the blunt side. Got it.
Alright, and she's gonna move forward. And wait to be turned invisible.
Yeah, working on it. Nope.
Uh-oh.
That did not go well.
I can give a +1 to that.
That still fails. Unless I get +2 to it, it's not gonna work.
Does anyone else have an adversity token?
Nope.
I am out.
I used mine yesterday.
Any quick
I
bonuses?
think I have one.
Do you?
Didn't we all get one?
We all got one last game.
Some of you
Yeah,
got
I
more
have
than
one.
Okay, I am good with that.
And I guess me and CC are going to spend our tokens to make that pass.
Barely.
And for this one, for the downside, I forget the spell. I can't spell it again. I cannot cast it again until I prepare new spells.
So Brad goes to cast this spell. His face starts to turn red with effort. then starts to turn purple as he hasn't breathed since he began casting this spell. Then some of the companions move over to like reassure him, encourage him, however you want to fluff it, and he finally manages to cast the invisibility spell as Jane disappears from sight, and Brad lets out a huge sigh of relief and promptly doesn't remember what he was just trying to do.
Judy, I can see why you like this guy. That is a beautiful shade of mauve.
He's a good husband.
I bet.
Thank you, Judy.
You're welcome, Brad.
Jane, you're invisible. You've got a firebomb in your hand. What are you doing?
So this is something. Is anyone else wearing loose clothing?
Wearing leather.
Jane is
That's
wearing a loose dress thing over some pants.
Nobody's wearing something fancy like a shawl or. You know what? Never mind. She can just steal one.
No, Angelica has like a shawl around her like bottom, and she has like short pants on.
Okay. Jellica is gonna hear in her ears. Take that off. I might need it later. And then she's going to go. She's going to try to sneak all the way to the group. Not forgetting, but changing her mind. She's not going to throw it. She's going to walk in the middle of the group and just blow up.
She's gonna blow herself up.
Okay.
I laugh, but this is exactly what I do with both Shadowheart and Gale in Baldur's Gate 3 right now, so.
Self-fireball.
Alright, so first things first, let's have everyone roll a new set of initiative. And Jane will set off the surprise round.
It's just dexterity we're rolling.
Yep.
I have a +1. What do you have?
+2.
I am incredibly suspicious.
2! I will be the last.
I'll let Jane Doe go ahead of me in initiative, since we are matched.
Okay, that looks done, right? Sorry, I wanted to reorganize everyone in like proper JRPG formation. All right, so before the battle properly begins, Jane blows herself up.
Yeah, she is loaded with oil and powders and other things flammable. It all just goes up in flame.
Oh, she's just blowing her load.
Okay, so is there any special ability behind this, or are you just detonating?
She's just detonating. She can take out another couple of jars of oil. It just you know what? Yeah, good note. She's gonna just mash everything against the pessimistic Skrit. I assume that's the leader.
Yep.
No, the Strat. Yeah, the pessimistic. While kind of throwing herself at it, so everything else on her just like catches.
Okay. Detonation. Alright, so we're going to run this as a modified fireball. I'm going to say, since the fireball spell in this game does 2d6 damage that ignores armor, We're gonna up it. We're gonna say 4d6 burning damage to everyone around you, including yourself.
Okay.
That will ignore damage.
I'm sorry, I blanked that quick. 4d6?
4d6.
4d6.
Total that up for me, please.
6 and 2 is 8 plus 3 equals 9, 10, 11 plus 3 is 14.
Holy shit. Alright, so the party, as you're all just kind of like Scooby-Dooing around the corner to watch what happens, there's a fireball.
And mad cackling.
Alright, so you take 14 fire damage.
I don't. As a salamander, non-magical heat and fire cannot harm me.
Ah, fire. This class is interesting.
Oh!
Now I was ready to waddle out there and bandage.
There's a explosion of fire. 3 dead scrits. 1 scrit just teetering on his legs, uncertain, and Jane, like, standing in the middle, arms raised, cackling to the heavens.
Important question I think that we should all be asking. Are we aware that Jane Doe is fireproof?
I don't think so.
I don't think
Jane,
so.
no!
It's so beautiful.
She was so young and so intense!
I thought she was gonna get married today, but I guess this is a choice.
Well, we'll have to bring the ashes back to the foreman. He can figure out what to do with the rest. Why is she still laughing? She should be dead.
That's weird.
So intense.
So intense.
Just rushing toward the fray. Once initiative hits me.
You couldn't say that again, Judy.
Speaking of Judy, we launch into initiative proper. You're at the top.
I'm gonna shoot the pessimistic scrit with bow.
Go ahead.
With a poison bow.
Show him your stabs.
Give me a good... There we go. Like, this pessimistic scrit was... you put him out of his misery, really. He only had 1 health left. He was burned. He didn't understand what was going on. And an arrow just lands between his eyes and knocks him flat on his tail.
This is really good poison. It kills everybody.
Give the pyromaniac a Molotov and they just run into the middle and set him on fire.
Well, you made the poison. Obviously, it's the best. And of course, they were all mostly dead already.
Alright, needless to say, that initiative did not last. That entire patrol squad is wiped out. You can see amongst the burning wreckage, there's not a whole lot left to claim. You do see a couple pieces of equipment that you recognize as Goblin made. So it does look like the Skrit have collected whatever they could from the goblins that they killed to kind of augment their own belongings. And kind of around this courtyard leading up to what looks to be a almost like a fort, a castle, a keep. You see a lot of Skrit tracks, mostly up and down the center aisle leading from the city behind you into the open keep ahead of you.
meander toward the fray to, I don't know, collect our dead companion.
Yeah. What's left anyway?
So she valiantly walks out of the fire. Most of her clothes just blown off in tatters. Comically, modesty holds in shape by the barest thread. And she
Holy
goes,
shit!
Wow.
with an insanely wide grin, she just holds her hands out to Jellica.
That's kind of hot.
Thank you.
Angelica just stares at her because she never said what she wanted to pick up.
That's a good point.
Yeah? Okay, well, you want me to hold your hand?
I want you to give me your clothes.
Like all of them?
No.
I mean, you've burned your clothes. I don't think that's fair.
I can walk around naked. I don't care.
No, that's not good either. I'm gonna pat myself down and look for something to help.
You're not really naked, but the foreman has a lot easier job than your date now tonight, so...
You can borrow my
Come
dress
in.
and I'll be naked. It's okay. Not the first time. I'll give Jane Doe my dress. It's a real pretty dress for your date.
Oh my days! I have a date tonight.
I take off my leather jacket and then give it to Judy.
Topless with a leather jacket on and a pair of blousey pants. Actually, this is a whole look.
In her lane, moisturized and thriving.
Maybe you should cover your bubs. And Jellica
Oh, she's fine.
around her hips and hand it to Judy.
I used to do this when I was feeding Fred and Freddy. And she'll tie it.
It's not the first date that this happened on either.
Nah.
Hey, clothing rearranged. Goblins unclad and clad, and partially clad. Scantily clad.
I'm sad. No one survived. She says as she kicks a corpse.
Oh, right, yeah, no one survived.
Well, at least they're really cooked.
Maybe they taste better well done.
Hey, Bug, can you do that thing again? You know, the creepy marionette puppet thing?
Not without chatting with the nuisance for an hour or so.
Dash it all. Well, looks like we're gonna have to find another one. Lift my axe. Switch it back to the pointy side.
Well, let's go. I'm all out of oil. Sucks.
Well, maybe we'll come across an exceptionally greasy skrit and we can brush their hair.
Just wring them out like a damp rag.
Oh yeah, we can twist them. Who's got the ankles?
And we suddenly know why the skrit are burned extra crispy whenever you light them on fire.
Quith be quitteth. Extra quancy.
All right, so you advance down the boulevard towards the open doors of the fort.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Awesome. You advance through the open doors of the fort and find that while it looked to be an enormous fort from the outside, this is actually a curtain wall of some sort that separates a section from the city from the wider city. This area is kind of built in against one of the walls of the enormous cavern within which the city squats. You see there are large bridges arcing over deep, deep chasms, lit from below by the glow of untapped anarchy barrel veins. There are arches that kind of lead the deeper into the mountain. All sort of kind of elaborately set, almost ritualistically set. Like you get the feeling that the structures here are arranged purposefully. I guess Bug and Brad would probably catch the signs of a almost like a religious location, if anything could be said to be religious on Gur. And as you push in deeper, looking around, you do see there are belongings for that the Skrit have gathered. You see goblin tools and bits of stones and shiny things kind of piled in packs and ragged nests all just kind of scattered about this place. Like it definitely feels like this is the nest of the Skrit.
DM.
Yo.
Last game, was it Brad who rolled really high on Skrit lore?
Yep.
Yep.
I think Chad would ask Brad. Hey, I thought these creatures were kind of, smart as a bag of hammers. Are they known to use tools? Is this normal?
Well, for my warren, where I came from, they we ran into the foul of them because we went too deep. No one's really spent too much time trying to get deeper. They just, fight them off where they are. They don't go hunting their nests. It's not that I recall. So,
If you like, you can do a spout lore roll.
I can definitely do that, and I know it's going to be bad. But sure, I will try.
I will say that regarding the Skrits, only you are able to do a spout lore roll regarding them because of how well you rolled the first time.
Ooh.
Okay. So something interesting about the Skrit. You did kind of mention that your Warren encountered the Skrit, but never really chased them down or did investigating where they came from. The Skrit are known to just kind of boil out of the depths if you're unwary. The Skrit that you've encountered thus far, they have been armed with, daggers. The one that you toasted alive and put an arrow through his head, he had a shield, as well as a goblin pick, so obviously he didn't make that. But it seems like these Skrit it seems like there is a level of intelligence within these Skrit that speak beyond them being just beasts in the depths of Gur. They're definitely pets, but there might be something more to them.
Yeah, they definitely have some of intelligence, not like us, but I mean, come on, they look at their armor. It's shit.
Well, there's not many who come close to being as smart as goblins.
And obviously.
Paragons that we are.
I mean, this town is shit. They obviously didn't make it, and they're not making it any better.
You're
But
interrupted by a resounding boom echoing from somewhere ahead of you.
oh fuck.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Shortly followed by another echoing boom.
Is the boom getting closer?
Nope.
Some barrels going off, maybe.
Competition.
You think we're excavating it?
There's a third boom. All kind of about the same pitch and timbre. Doesn't sound like an explosive boom.
Oh no, we're talking about like a giant drum?
Not quite as resonant as a drum. This sounds like something hitting something. You're experienced delvers. You recognize the sound of something hitting something that is difficult to break open.
Like trying to break down a door.
Or
Very reasonable guess.
or indeed mining, try to break some bedrock or something.
Just smacking a club into some bedrock.
I mean,
Works for Steve.
Well, they were protected, and they were the first group, and then this group, and they obviously have a pick, and this is a old city. Maybe there's some magic stuff that they're trying to get you. Oh shit! I want it.
They might know something that we don't.
There's another boom, followed by a sickly green light that bursts kind of through the arches across the bridges ahead of you.
Oh god, let's rush. They're getting to the magic. I don't want them to have it. I want it.
Chad's gonna rush.
We're gonna
so
rush.
shall we.
Alrighty, everyone is rushing forward.
I'm bringing up the rear, but yeah.
Let's have you place your tokens back here where Chad is. And go ahead and roll a new set of initiative. All right, let's see here.
Oh shit.
What do we got?
Oh yeah.
Brad's a 10.
Husband and wife go first and
6.
second. What?
Judy.
I think I got the lowest initiative. Yeah, 4.
Okay. I wonder. I can do this to track initiative. Okay, now it won't matter if you arrange yourselves however you like on the map. As you hurry forward, you reach a broken down section of bridging that goes across a gap that has been bridged. I hate using the same word twice in a row, but bridged by several pieces of wood so that the script can get across to the other side. The far side of this bridge is actually a large doorway. The door itself looks like it is it almost looks like it's made of stone, but that's very unlikely. The surface is pitted and rubbed away as though acid has been used to weaken it. And standing in front of it, the source of the boom is an enormous creature. A scrit twice the size of an orc. 3 times the size of an orc. He is swollen and ungainly and hunched, bound by chains, wielding an enormous great club. He looks mutated and not Not the kind of creature you want to encounter on the plains of Gur, or in the catacombs of Gur.
I think he's been taking performance-enhancing supplements.
Very reasonable assumption.
Rude.
Standing near him is a hunched Skritz in heavy, tattered green robes, holding a long staff that looks like it is made of some kind of petrified fungal substance rather than proper wood. And standing scattered amongst the bridge are other Skritz, two of whom are armed with jagged, pointed, not quite beaten well swords and shields, while two more appear to be armed with the pair of daggers that you encountered in the first squad you encountered while you were down here in the city. As you move forward, one of the Skritz on the nearest end of the bridge notes your approach and raises his dagger to point in your direction, letting out a screech of alarm. And that is where we're going to jump into combat. Starting with Judy.
All right. I'm gonna shoot the one directly in front of me.
Oh yeah, Rob, how did you make their names visible?
Oh, so you select them all. You hit Shift E to open up the mass token edit, and you want to change the display name to either be hovered by anyone or always visible. Hit Apply and Update Proto.
Oh, interesting. Okay. There we go.
Hey.
That's not right.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, hold on one second. I know what I did wrong. I will learn this. Hey!
Cool. Sorry to interrupt.
No worries. I'm gonna shoot Grateful.
Alrighty.
Complication.
Hey, volley. Alright, what kind of complication?
I'll take minus 1d6 damage.
Alrighty, roll 1d6. Alright, so with that partial success, the Grateful Skritz also rushes forward to try and stab you after you plunge an arrow into his chest. Alright, that is going to be half, so 2 damage. He shanks you with his blades.
Okay.
Anything else you would like to do on your turn?
Wait. I'm confused.
Yep.
So with a partial success, I get damaged and I do less damage?
Failures, instead of rolling initiative for the enemies, they act on any failures and partial failures.
Okay. I thought that... Okay.
With a partial success, you have whatever damage they do to you, too.
Okay.
But you do have room to do anything else? Anything else strikes your fancy?
I'm assuming I can't attack twice, so...
Nope.
Okay, then that's all I got.
Alrighty. Moving on to Brad.
Alright, I'm gonna try a stupid move. Which is, I'm gonna try cast a magic missile at the fucker who just hit my wife. That
Great.
motherfucker.
Straightforward success. Like, this asshole just ran up and shanked your wife. You can't let that stand.
And because of that, I'm gonna use my empowered magic, and I'm gonna put myself at a danger in order to make that hit another fucker, which will be the guilty spirit. Because fuck all of them fit bitches. And unfortunately, it's only 3 damage to both.
Alright, so... Cast spell was success, so 3 damage to both.
Is the Grateful Dead?
He... he is not.
Well, I guess he gets to take an attack at me then.
Nope, you cast a spell was a full success.
Yeah, the empowered magic. So, sorry, empowered magic allows me to switch to a partial success in order to do an bonus thing. You know,
I see.
risk reward. So, unless they don't get to attack that way twice in a turn, he gets to attack me because I put myself in danger. Or it just means that someone else has an easier shot at me, whatever you want.
Yeah, we're gonna say the guilty Scrit hurls his dagger at you. Alright, that is gonna be 1 piercing damage.
So I take none, yay, armor!
Plinks off of your armor.
I will... I will try to aid. Actually, let's see. I'm gonna try aiding ugly. Oh wait, no, I have to do it with a bond with. Then I'll add. I will aid Judy, trying to bolster her up and get her moving up. Nope, I fail.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I was like, oh, sweetie, you can do better. Yeah.
Oh no, you're trying to correct her form.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But I messed up.
I didn't hear you.
We'll figure it out later.
Alrighty. After you is a bug.
Bug wrench, the staff still has a steely glint to it, as I never received that weapon.
There we go.
Ongoing spells. Let's mark XP.
Ooh, okay, so
Oh, that's a full-on failure.
you were attacking the Grateful Scrit?
I'm gonna try to plonk on my nose again.
Alright, so first off, you get an adversity token. And then the Grateful Scrit is going to attack you instead. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try something different and trying to hold myself more towards reactionary kind of things where, like, if this guy's already gone on someone else's failure or partial success, I'm gonna have someone else move instead. So we're gonna have the 10th Scrit rush up to stab at you. So that is going to be 4 slashing damage.
Yay, 3.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
That's it.
All right. If you are good, then Jellica, it is your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna shoot an arrow at Guilty Scrit.
Guilty Scrit. Got it. Partial success. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Wow.
Oh no.
I grazed him. I don't think I can make a second attack, right?
No, unfortunately not. You do have to choose what happens to give you only a partial success on this.
Shoot through the gear.
Well, out of the choices, so you,
Oh,
either you get in
choices, there's
danger
choices there.
or you
Whoops.
take a negative to it. And I don't think you can take any further negative.
I mean, you could take the minus 1d6 just to, since it is a 1, reduce it to 0. Or you could expose yourself to get that 1 damage.
Yeah, I think I'll just negate it. I don't think 1 damage is worth the exposure.
Alright. With a partial success, we are going to say Hopeful Scrit is going to move forward and engage. It's going to move forward and try to stab Bug. That's going to be 2 damage to Bug. All right. Jellica, anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Nah, I can't really do too much else, can I?
Anything else occurs to you? Yeah, you can't really attack twice in a turn, but if there's any other actions or attempts you want to do to try to do something else, then I am all ears for it.
Yeah, I'll end my turn.
Got it. Jane.
All right, which one of these close-up scripts look the most messed up?
That one. Grateful Scrit is pretty banged up.
All right, Jane is actually going to run through the fray and kind of like pull the script by the ears down to her level. We're gonna kill all of you, you know? We're gonna burn you. You're gonna die. Unless you want to stand with us. And in her eyes, the script can see her as has been described intensity. I'm going to use Moth to the Flame.
Okay, what's this do? They are thoroughly confused. You can see it in their eyes, like they might not quite understand. They don't seem to quite understand you, but they know you're yelling at them. So they don't know how to react. But I'm going to say they get a little confused debuff.
Alright, so this is actually a chasm with the bridge. Jane is going to be so fed up. Well, she's gonna try to try to convince the Grateful Scrit of what she means by picking up the 10th Scrit and fucking tossing him over the bridge.
Okay. Yeah, this is going to be just a straightforward athletics. Strength check. All right, so with a partial success, you manage to grab the 10 Scrit as he's attacking Bug, and you twist and you crouch and you hurl, and you get him off of his feet and over the edge. But as he falls, he latches onto your shoulders in a desperate attempt to stay alive and drags you over with him, releasing you as he falls, but you are now both clinging to the other edge of this, of the wall lining this bridge.
Pick me up, you rat pieces of shit! She's actually screaming at the script. She's trying to convince. But, you know, that's
Not fall. Danger, danger.
you get me out of here, I'll fucking burn you alive. And that'll be turn.
All right, Chad, you're up.
Okay. Damn, that kind of changes up what I plan to do. Friendo over there appears to be dangling for her life, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Let me check the wiki real quick.
See if your alignment changes if you just step on her feet, on her hands.
Yeah, basically. We want to see if we can just knock her and let her just fall. 1 second.
Yeah, she'll just fall and explode and knock down the pillars.
That's not as good as I thought it would be. So Chad is going to start off with a battle cry using the "What are you waiting for" feature.
Ooh.
That's a 6, so that's going to come with complications.
What does that do?
So it's supposed to. Let's see, a 10 plus. They treat
Oh,
you
is
as the
that
most
the taunt?
obvious threat. Yeah, only a few of the weakest, so none of them fall for the taunting.
They're
What are you
all
waiting
pretty-
for? Ugh.
You
Damn.
managed to get that out right as you saw Jane go over the edge.
All right. So seeing that as failing, I guess Chad's gonna. Let's see. To grab someone and lift them back up. I guess what would that be? A strength check or an aid?
I would say aid would be to assist them climbing themselves. You the strength check to pull them up yourself.
Strength check to pull them up. All right, yeah. Well, first I'm gonna mark off that adversity token. Hell yeah. And yeah, Chad's going to roll off to try to help Jane, but there is a complication for trying to taunt these guys. So that's in your ballpark now.
Yep, noted. I'm going to say, with that taunt, they all seem to ignore you, except for one. You see the rat ogre swings his head over in your direction and lick his lips.
I have aggroed the biggest thing in the room. He wants to eat me.
All right. Do you want to try and run over? And
Yeah. So yeah, Chad will try to run over and help roll strength.
Yep.
Okay, cool. We are on a roll today. Full-on complication.
Full-on complication. Well, you get another adversity token. Actually, didn't you just get one for the "What are you waiting for"?
Yeah.
You could push that into a partial success.
Oh, make it a 7? Yeah, let's do it.
7 to 9 is, or was it 7 to 10?
7 to 9, 10 plus is a success.
Yeah,
So yeah,
there
I'll
you
take
go.
that. I'll burn
Yeah.
an adversity token and make that a partial success.
So you go to help Jane up, and Jane is, panicking as any goblin would when hanging over certain death. Um, she does not yank you over the edge with her as you plant your feet. However, she is taking up your full attention and is leaving you open to attacks from these enemies around you. You can't really defend yourself. So, there are only 2 enemies who have not acted this round, and they will act now. The one in green moves over to the edge and cackles as he grabs hold of his staff, lays it down on the stone railing in front of him to steady his aim at Jane, and he unleashes a burst of sickly green energy that lashes out to strike you, Jane. You take 3 damage and feel nauseous.
Okay, I'm gonna fight fire with fire and take no damage.
Oh, forgot about that ability. You guard away that nauseating feeling. And he looks mildly annoyed. Meanwhile, the rat ogre starts stomping forward. But I'm going to say he was far enough back that he doesn't get close enough to attack this round. All right. Their initiative is loose, so as we move into the next round, they can activate in different orders. Just to set expectations with them. Judy, back to the top of the round, you're up.
Right, so, is Jane falling, or
She's clinging to the outside of that railing over the chasm. Chad has a hold of her. She has not fallen yet.
Alright, I'm gonna move into a position so I can backstab.
Okay.
Actually, I don't think I can. Grateful Scrit is not defenseless or surprised.
He's confused, though, isn't he?
Yeah, you know what? I would say he does have a confused debuff, so if this is an ability that relies on him being something, he is that something.
Cool. He's I'm gonna backstab.
Alright, what's backstab do? Super successful. Cool. You don't get a melee with them. You deal your damage plus 1d6. All right, so that's like sneak attack.
Yeah.
Plus 1 for it. Okay, so you go ahead and roll your damage and choose 2 from your success list.
I'm not sure how to roll damage.
At the top of your sheet, there'll be a place for your damage. It's static for your class. It should be right there. You go. All right, so base 3 damage, and choose 2 from your success list. What successes do you want to gain with your backstab?
I want to... Does this thing look like it's wearing armor?
Not really, and he was pretty hurt from your initial attack. You have a feeling this opening you're going for, he's not going to survive it.
Okay. In that case, I want to not get in melee with them and deal my damage. Plus 1, I guess.
So yeah, hit the button to roll.
And
that
just so
damage.
you,
No, it rolled. It's plus 1.
just so you're aware, the plus 1 forward means that you get to get plus 1 on your next roll or give a bonus +1 to anyone else's roll.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'll do that instead of reducing armor or not getting into melee. I'll do the
There you go.
damage, and then I'll give someone else extra damage.
Sounds good. As you backstab the confused script and end his confusion in a very bloody fashion.
Perfect. And then I'm gonna use the rest of my turn to try and help Chad pull up Jane Doe.
All right.
She's heavier than she looks. It's all the oil and her intensity. The vast gravity of her intensity. She's so intense.
She has no more oil. This is pure her. All right. So, we're gonna have you roll in a second. You're gonna have advantage. Choose someone to give a +1 to from your backstab success.
Brad.
Brad. All right, now you can go ahead and do your strength check. I'm going to say this is going to be at advantage since Chad is already helping you. So roll 3d6 and use the 2 highest.
You can also toggle normal, advantage, or disadvantage on your sheet.
You can?
Yeah, there's a looks to be a toggle near the middle of the sheet.
Sorry, were you talking to me or?
I believe so, because you can roll your. I said you could roll your strength check with advantage.
Oh, okay.
What does advantage actually do?
I just rolled twice.
Well, advantage is you roll 3 dice and you choose the highest 2 options.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know.
No problem. You can do a completely fresh reroll.
I'm just gonna grab real dice for this then.
Sounds good. Trying something, Chad. Ignore me. Okay, interesting.
7. So.
All right, let me navigate back to the right window. All right, 7 is a partial success. So, with that, the two of you managed to bring Jane up and over the railing here. I'm going to say with a partial success, Jane, the tense script that's hanging next to you is going to try and do a little bit of damage to you.
All right.
As you are pulled out from his reach. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's 1 damage, and you're wearing armor, right?
I am not.
Ah! He managed to get 1 little scratch on you.
Does he? No.
God, there's no
Stop
resource
rolling
to-
odd numbers.
Specifically odd numbers.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So you can use that to forward damage, or to you can use that to
Interesting.
forward damage to your attacks, or use it to deduct damage from what you're taking.
Yeah.
That is wild.
All right. Yeah. No. Jane is back up and safe. Thanks to the efforts of Chad and Judy. All right. I think that brings us to Brad's turn.
All right. Well, I guess there's not much for me to do, but that playcaster just attacked my. No, wait, the playcaster attacked Jane.
Yep.
James got picked up. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go after the proud rat ogre with magic missile.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh no.
You're carrying one forward.
You do get +1 because of Judy.
Oh yeah, that's right. So I do succeed, and it'll just put me at I'll say puts him in a bad position.
Okay. I mean, everyone is kind of crowding that end of the bridge, so you do have to move into a different area. And I'm going to say that opens you up to the hopeful Scritz as he turns away from his engagements to try and stab at you.
All right. Well, at least the ogre gets 4 damage.
Okay. And the hopeful Scrit manages to slash at you for 6.
Oh. Oof.
Your magic missiles pepper the broad chest of the ogre, burning the flesh, but you can see he's still got plenty of fight left in him. All right, anything else on your turn?
I've moved, so I can't really help again, and I've already done an attack, so it doesn't make any sense to try doing actual hack and slash attack either, because that would just be double dipping, I guess. So I will call it there.
All right, Bug, you're up.
I'm gonna try to bonk hopeful on the nose.
All right, he is definitely close enough to bonk. Right, an 8 is enough for a partial success. Go ahead and roll your damage.
So 5.
All right, he does have a shield on him. I would say with that complication, as you're focused on him, you've missed an opportunity to put an end to the hanging Scrit's life as Tense is going to scramble back up onto the platform. All right. After you, it is Jellica's turn.
Ooh, I don't like that big guy. I'm gonna try shooting arrows at that big. Well, actually, let me see. Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot him right here.
All right. Straight up shot. All right. Partial success.
Yay, 7s!
Roll your damage, and ooh, that's a good amount of damage. And you do have to choose one of the downsides before one of the bad guys gets to act.
Well, it says I can do several shots.
Yeah, we're not really tracking ammo, so that doesn't really add anything.
Okay. Alright, I'll put myself in danger, because 6 is good.
All right, moving over here, hopping on top of the rail to get a better angle on the rat ogre.
Yeah.
All right. With that partial success as well, the rat ogre is... do I want to activate the rat ogre? Because it is only a partial success. His damage is going to be halved. No, Guilty Scrit is going to act. He's going to run forward and try to stab Brad. He only has one of his daggers, so he doesn't get that little bonus. So that is 4 piercing damage.
Oof. And it was a full success. I don't get a chance to hit him back.
Correct.
Okay.
The enemy, since they can only act during partial and full failures, they don't actually roll to hit. That is him. That is Jellica. Anything else you'd like to do, Jellica, before Jane gets to go?
Um. What is this aid or interfere thing? When you help or hinder someone you have a bond with, roll plus bond with them?
So bond is a rule we haven't really jumped into. If you want to do something interesting, we can expand the bond to include anyone you feel particularly close with in the party. Brad and Judy immediately have a bond with each other for obvious reasons.
I think I have bond with the ugly guy because it just feels bad for him.
Overwhelming pity.
Yes, overwhelming pity. That poor soul.
So yeah, you get the opportunity to give him a buff if you want to aid.
Yeah, I'll sing a little song. And I'm a believer! And give
geez.
him
You gotta roll for it.
I
Yep.
don't know what I just roll.
Is
Yeah.
is the bond
2d6,
like?
We'll say +1 for a bond.
+1 for a bond, so 2d6?
Yep.
Actually, I can just hit it. Let's see what happens.
There we go. All right, so Chad is going to get a +1. And exposing yourself to danger, you did have to move into a bad position to make your shot. You didn't notice how cracked this railing was. So as you sing out "I'm a Believer" and strum your instrument, the railing gives way beneath you.
Yay! Wait, shit!
And you quickly reach out to grab the edge of the stone platform before you fall. You are now hanging on the side of the platform. Okay,
This is why we keep friends!
I believe that brings us to Jane.
Alright, Jane is going to yeah, alright. She's going to pull out her knives and stab Hopeful. You had your chance. Try to like stab both of them under its ribs.
Okay. All right, partial success. Go ahead and roll your damage. That's a lot of damage.
Is it just 1d8?
Yep.
Okay, cool. And lifting him up on either side, like she's holding a pot by the two sides, by the two handles. Throw him at the proud rat.
At the rat ogre, okay. Give me. That's going to be an athletic strength check, and you are floating a. There is going to be a retaliation in here,
Okay.
just not from him.
Partial.
All right. You managed to get him over Chad.
Whoop.
So you throw him over there, and he just kind of like hits the ground and rolls a little bit. Congratulations on getting him out of the way as the plague caster waves his fungal staff and casts a ball of greenish energy that kind of like beelines and zigzags over to you and then detonates in a noxious poisonous explosion, which is going to hit you, Judy, Chad, Bug. Yeah, I'd say Tense is just outside of the AoE. But it is on a partial turn, so the damage is reduced. That's going to be 6 damage to all of you.
That's the reduced damage?
Yep.
Holy shit.
This bypasses armor.
It does indeed.
Okay.
Even me hanging off the edge?
You're not the
No,
AoE.
Judy, not Jellica.
Oh, okay.
Shit. Fuck.
That's a problem.
The plague caster in the back cackles wildly. Kill you all, kill the greenskins, kill, kill, kill! Alright, that you did 2 of your actions to Jane. It is now Chad's turn.
Okay, Chad is going to see what's happening and order of operations. He's going to charge the guilty script and attempt to free up Brad a little bit, give him some breathing room. So I'm going to lean into my Herculean appetite for destruction. I want to destroy this guy. For my attack for hack and slash, I can roll a 1d6 and a 1d8 instead of 2d6. If the d6 is higher than the d8, you get to fuck me up with a complication or a danger that comes due to my heedless pursuit.
Okay.
All right, Leroy Jenkins. That's a 3 and an 8 for 13 total.
Okay. So
Okay.
that's pretty much a pure success. Plus, you've got a +1 for any rolls you make this turn.
So
if you
yeah.
want to apply it on this or save it.
I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to leverage the Barbarian Advanced Move. Smash.
Okay.
When you hack and slash on a 12 plus, deal your damage and choose something physical your target has. A weapon, their position, or a limb. They lose it. I would like to relieve Guilty Scrit of his position. To do so, I would like to leverage the Muscle Bound trait.
Oh
When
god,
a weapon,
figured out how to play this game.
when you wield a weapon, it gains the Forceful and Messy tag. Forceful gets to knock someone down or knock someone off their feet. So Chad basically wants to Sparta kick this guy into the barrels below.
I am down for this. Yeah, so yeah, okay, yeah. No, you just charge forward with a bellow. It's by charging forward, it's more like 2 steps and kick.
Hell yeah!
And
Skoosh!
you kick this rat a good like 15 feet out over the chasm as he cartwheels his arms, screeches, and plunges into the depths below.
Cool beans. So yeah, interposing myself between Brad and pursuers on all sides. Chad is going to focus mostly on the proud rat ogre, stand his ground, and Brad, you look like shit. Get behind me and see if you can do something about that bastard up ahead of us. And not the big bastard, the little bastard.
I'll try. I'm not doing too good.
Good luck. And if someone could do something about Jellica, I mean, she's really good on those strings. She's an asset. And that's it for my turn. Oh, shit. He still wants to eat my ass. Fuck, fuck, fuck.
So he approaches, clutching this giant club, and he swings it in an arc, not caring who gets into his way. Sorry, Hopeful Scrit. Yeah, so this is going to slam into Hopeful Scrit and then slam into you. Hopeful Scrit just gets completely brained by this. He doesn't have the damage threshold to withstand even half damage. And you take 7 bludgeoning damage.
Yikes. Okay, armor's going to reduce that by 2, so 7, 6, 5. Chad full-on spins. There's this like, crack as something in his cheek and chin and jaw fractures. It only serves to make him uglier.
Or does it make him more handsome?
No, this is like a handsome Squidward situation. The more you punch it, the
Oh no.
yeah.
And all his teeth are straight.
You straightened his teeth. Oh, my bicuspids! No!
All right, that is the end of the round. We jump back to the start with Judy.
Okay. Yeah, Proud Rat Ogre needs to go down. And my poison's been working really well, so I'm gonna shoot it with a bow and arrow and poison.
All right. Great volley. Awesome. Roll your damage.
Yo!
Also, the poison I'm using is Serpent's Tears. Anyone dealing damage to the target rolls twice and takes the better result.
Damage or the attack?
I think it's damage, but it's not 100% clear. So, 7.
Yeah, it looks like target rolls twice and takes the better result. Yeah, damage.
Nice.
All right. Seven is enough. You hit him like right in one of the corded veins on his neck, burying deep as blood begins splurting out across Chad and Jane. He's staggering, not looking good.
He's just a big fuddy-duddy, isn't he?
Anything else you would like to do, Judy? Your allies are almost all safe except for Jellica. And Scrit is behind you waiting for his opportunity to strike.
Oh.
There's no like opportunity attacks or anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna run from him because I'm
Yeah,
actually
that's-
really low on hit points.
All right. Would you like to attempt to pull Jellica up?
I'll do my best.
All right. Let's see what happens. Straight strength check. Partial success.
I feel like I pull her up, but we're both knocked on our ass.
With the partial, this is kind of the situation that Chad was in earlier, where she doesn't pull you down, you don't pull her up, but you can grant this effectively grants advantage to the next person to try and help out while exposing yourself to attacks.
Okay.
All right. Next up, I believe, is Brad.
Yep. Oh, damn it. Needed to roll that advantage. Let me... How do I get this thing to do what freaking...
In the middle, if you click where it says roll type, there should be a button for advantage.
In the middle.
Roll mode, right above basic moves.
Oh, okay. There we go.
There you go. Try it that way.
There we go. So, I got a 9 to aid in pulling Jellica up and over.
All right. Brad and Judy, you both managed to get Jellica up and over.
And with that, I want to like as Jellica's coming up over the edge, I grab my staff and swing it out and try to cast Magic Missile at that motherfucker Plague Caster because Ugly Chad asked me to take care of that.
Shoot him in the ass!
Funny that you say that because with your partial success, he was positioning to do the same thing to you. So 12 is definitely a hit.
Beam Clash?
Beam Clash. DBZ shit.
Roll your damage.
He's already doing an attack at me. It's not like he's gonna be able to attack twice. Yeah, I will use Empowered Magic to put me in a partial success in order to maximize the effect of my spell. So it's a full 8 damage flying at him.
Okay. So I'm going to say, just because I like the thematics of this moment and you're acting on 2 partials, what this would do is his attack would hit for full damage instead of half damage. However, you both are legitimately using variants of the same spell against each other at the same time. So after pulling Jellica up, what kind of magical focus do you use? What's your item?
It's a staff. It's really just a shillelagh, but for goblins, a full-on staff.
Yeah. You bring your overworld shillelagh to bear as he brings his underworld fungal staff to bear, and you unleash torrents of magic at each other. His magic erupts from the staff, a noxious green. What color is your magic usually? If you said something, I didn't.
Just say it again. I couldn't hear you for a second there.
What color is your magic usually?
Blue.
All right. So green power meets blue power over this chasm, just to the side where the rat ogre and Chad are duking it out. They slam into each other point blank. There's a ripple of magic as they both try to force each other through. Now, I said that he would have to do full damage. He would get to do full damage against you if he hits. You empowered your magic to do an 8 for your damage. I was going to say, before revealing the results of anything, that whoever rolled higher damage would win this push and pull magic between the two of you. You rolled an 8. He rolled a 7. There's a flash as you pour your will into the magic, and his beam of energy gets disrupted by your magical bolt as it suddenly accelerates and slams into his chest, blowing him backwards several feet as your damage strikes him clear in the chest, leaving him smoking, still on his feet, but coughing and the wind fully knocked out of him.
Ugly Chad, I don't know if I can get that done again.
Ugly Chad just looks at you and gives you a steely nod.
And that'll be my turn.
All right, Bug, you're up.
Bug rotates to face the kind of spread,
Okay, kiddo, I'm coming.
pulls out bandages that wrap around
Water. Oh,
myself.
did you have an accident?
I was gonna say the way you said that, you really confused the script.
Well, the script watches me yank out this thing of bandages,
He adopts a defensive position.
that seem to have a life of their own. And bandages have it. And then I go to bunk among them.
Ah,
Just a bit is
Owie, owie.
Oh,
Oh, okay, so it was before.
all right, that you go to bonk him. Oh yeah, this is the guy with the shield. So he raises his shield to intercept and plunges his blade forward at you.
Like, whatever. Can I just, like, say I spend my previous anniversary token to make that 7?
Yeah. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. That moves into partial success, so he still strikes you, but it reduces the damage.
Okay.
Which is pretty good, because it reduces his damage from a 6 to a 3. There you go.
Roll my damage from him because partial is partial.
Partial is partial.
Six damage at him. And that will be me.
All right, he is able to block a little bit with his shield. Do you want to stick around in front of him, or? The only advantage to moving is he'll probably go after the nearest threat rather than going after you.
It's either me or Jane. I guess I could waddle up to the rat ogre.
You could.
I'll back up, but not towards the rat ogre because
All right.
it's me. And that'll be me.
All right. Next up is Jellica. You're back on solid ground. You have stone beneath your feet again.
Fuck you, rat ogre! I'm gonna shoot him.
As you do.
where the fuck you had the Jack Black inflection?
I got
you!
complications.
Oh no. No more adversity?
Okay, yeah, I don't think there's any more adversity floating around. You're, in your excitement, you fire at the rat ogre. Your shot goes wide. He doesn't even notice, as he only has eyes for Chad. And he's going to raise his heavy maul. Well, it's not maul. Club. His great club. Up over his head and grip it with two hands and bring it down upon the goblin in front of him.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
He rolled max damage.
Oh no.
Rip Chad.
That is 10 bludgeoning damage on Chad.
Okay, Chad just kind of like lifts up the pot lid and is promptly like crushed beneath this weight.
Some of the stone work goes out beneath your feet and you just get like pegged into this hole.
Yeah, he's just knocked into the ground.
But still conscious.
Somehow. Oh wait, I have armor.
Yeah, you do. That is very
All right.
important.
So he's slightly more alive, but very slightly.
Ah, fuck, he's dead.
I can do this all day.
not dead. So I don't roll damage or anything, right?
No, unfortunately. That is your attack for this turn.
Yeah, I will, yeah, that should be it.
But you can always attempt to aid or try something else.
I could try defend.
Ooh, defend possible. I don't actually know what defend does.
When you stand in defense of a person, item, or location under account,
Ooh.
roll plus con. 10 plus is hold 3, 7 to 9 is hold 1. So long as you stand in defense, when you or the thing you defend is attacked, you may spend hold 1
Okay.
for 1 to choose an option.
So basically, you choose someone to defend, you roll, and there's no downside to this. There are only upsides, really. You can choose to do one of the things or three of the things.
I wouldn't be able to defend Chad, would I?
You could. You could
Yeah,
certainly try.
That'd be redirecting.
Okay. I will,
Run over to try and defend Chad.
You still
Yeah.
you still have to roll for it to see if it works, though.
I know, so I'm gonna roll for it, and then I'll figure out what I'm gonna do after.
Don't eat shit running on the way there.
I ate shit.
You had one job.
All right, so I did say that there weren't going to be any complications for this. It's just if you roll well, you get a bunch of bonuses. So all you've done, really, the complication here is that you've put yourself closer to the rat ogre. You run up next to Chad and then realize that you don't really have much in the way of, shields or any way to really help in this situation.
You can play a really distracting tune.
Fuck you, you fat rat bastard!
What she said!
All right, Jane,
I'm
you're
gonna
up.
win my turn.
Alright, Jane's gonna conjure a burning brand. That is a 6, so I'm not creating an additional tag. This burning brand will show up as a whip. And she's going to get right between these two allies and just start whipping like crazy to the proud rat ogre. Trying to like back him up. Like trying to get him in a cage. So that will be using hack and slash.
Ooh, partial success. With that partial success, yeah, I mean, go ahead and roll damage, but that 10th crit is going to try and seize the moment. Gonna take it and own it. All right, the rat ogre is still up, barely, as you start lashing him with a fiery whip, adding burning scars to his exposed torso. I don't know where I was going with that.
Body.
And the 10th crit is going to run behind you to try and stab you in the back. Half damage is only 1, which I'm pretty sure that gets negated one way or another.
I'm going to decide how I want to do this after I roll this. Oh, that was a long die. Hold on. This is 3. Damage. Yeah, considering I'm standing in front of a big mean rat thing, I'm gonna reduce that damage.
Okay. Anything else you would like to do with your turn?
I'm going to either interfere. I'm going to interfere with the Proud Rat Ogre. Like, my whipping, I'm going to try to, like, annoy him and mess up his attack.
Okay. Yeah, let's see how this goes. Just roll a straight 2d6. Partial success. All right, I mentioned before with aid that there was no downside to using aid. Interfere is a little different, but I'm gonna say you don't necessarily experience a complication.
Well, I can't move back out of the way, so even as I'm doing, trying to whip the Rat Ogre, I've opened myself up to
Yeah.
being grounded.
This is very true. And we'll see how the Rat Ogre responds next turn when he comes up again.
Alright. And that will be time.
All right. So after you, Chad.
Okay. High risk, high reward. Chad is going to, again, take advantage of Herculean appetites to turn one of the d6s into a d8, and let's hope he rolls high.
Nice.
The d6 is the higher of the two.
Oh.
So I am exposed to, let's see. It's a partial success, but I'm also introduced to a complication or danger. So
What are you seeking to do?
I'm seeking to attack. I'm
Okay.
looking to attack the guy. He'll be able to get his retribution attack or whatever because it's a partial success, and you get to fuck me up some other way. Gonna roll damage.
Okay.
Three
Right.
points of damage.
With 3 points of damage as you drag yourself up to your feet. How do you want to do this?
Yeah, Chad lifts up his pot lid, bloodied and bruised and swelling in all the worst areas of the face, rears back, and leaps, taking his axe down on top of the beast's neck as he lands upon its chest, standing atop it, proudly and triumphantly, completely unaware of what gravity is.
So as you bury the axe deep, proudly, triumphantly bracing yourself against the rat ogre's chest, it staggers. It reaches up with its free hand and clamps it against your back. And it teeters off of the bridge.
Oh no.
And in that moment, your allies lose sight of you as you go over with it.
Take that, you handsome bastard!
Chad, no! Oh, fuck.
Well, he's dead.
Start of the round. Judy.
I'm gonna peek over the edge. Is Ugly Chad truly gone?
Ugly Chad. You get the opportunity to try and break free from this creature's embrace.
Is that a defy danger roll?
Yeah, I'm going to say that's a defy danger roll.
Let me see if there's anything that I can use to leverage on this. I'm still carrying one from Jellica.
This is a great time to use it.
This would be a great time to use one. Okay, so by powering through it, by getting out of the way, by enduring, quick thinking, mental fortitude, wisdom, I am a strong boy. Strength and con. So Constitution, I could land and just fucking tank it, or Strength, I can help
I
myself
highly
with my strength.
advise against trying to tank this.
Okay, I will attempt to use Strength to save myself.
Okay.
It says stat. Is it going to prompt me for the stat? It does! Alright, I'll be using
That's clever
Strength.
Yes.
That's a success! That's just straight success!
That's a straight success. So, as the rat ogre begins to fall, you let out your defiant cry. You push yourself against his failing strength and yank your axe free. You spin and leap off of the rat ogre as he collapses into the abyss below you. Releasing your grip on your pot lid, you grab hold of your axe with both hands and you slam it into the stone of the pillar beside you. You are 15 feet down, hanging from your axe, buried in the side of the stone pillar.
Just dangling this long, like, gash mark in the side of the stone.
And Judy, that's what you see.
Yeah, you made it. Alright, I'm gonna pull some rope out. We're gonna get you all pulled up again. That guy's just... fuck that guy. I'll put my head
Fuck
towards
that
him.
guy, but watch out for the other guy! You know, with the zappy, bangy stuff. I got this! I think.
Alright, if you're sure. And then I will pull out my bow and arrow to shoot the doubtful plague caster.
He's certainly doubtful about the way this battle's going. Good choice, though. He did detonate that ball of plague energy in the middle of your group a moment ago. Great success!
Yo!
The tide has turned. The goblins are rallying.
Yeehaw, motherfucker.
All right, go ahead and roll your damage. And going to apply any poison to this.
Yeah, Serpent's Tears.
Serpent's Tears.
I don't know if it counts on the first one.
Yeah, not on the one that you've used. This would be for any subsequent attacks.
Okay.
Or subsequent damage, rather. All right. He's staggering. He's not looking great. Ironically, the 10th spirit is still looking pretty good. Anything else you would like to do with the remains of your turn?
No, that seems like the whole turn.
Sounds good. Brad.
Alright. That motherfucker across the way has got to go. I am going to try shooting that motherfucker one more time.
Okay.
Where is my... There it is. Nope, just straight up fucking miss.
As you go to use your spell, the 10th script beside you senses a opportunity to strike. First off, you gain an adversity token. Oh, and he rolls poorly. 1 slashing damage.
Woohoo! Armor!
That is the luckiest complication you could get.
Let's see.
Yeah.
And with the way things have been going, and the way that Jane Doe and Brad have been interacting, I'd say that they have a bond, or that I had the bond with them, that they're just woefully misinformed, and that I will teach them the way.
It may be a one-sided bond, but there's a bond there.
Yeah.
And what I'll do is I will use, or I will attempt to use aid,
Okay.
And we'll
see if I can give them a +1.
Nope.
Nope.
Jane,
No, just
do your
fucking
light
that shit on fire. Whatever. I don't care.
Don't care anymore. Just do it. All right. Yeah. No downsides to aid. Sticking with it.
Yep.
Nope.
Nothing
I can do.
Failed it. But yeah, that's my turn.
It is Bug's turn.
With the 10 script focused on Jando and Judy, I'm gonna bonk them in the back of the head.
You can certainly try.
Bonk.
Jeez.
The tide really has turned.
Well, the tide turned, and then Brad got 2 complete misses. And then Bug just comes up and wallops this guy.
9 damage.
He's lucky he has armor. But not really lucky, because he is on his last leg.
And since moves, I'm gonna take a defensive stance because.
Yeah. Alrighty. After you, it is Jellica.
Nothing on the defense.
Okay, I hate that doubtful plague caster, so I'm gonna shoot an arrow at him.
He is pretty hateful.
Yeah, he's bad. He hasn't even acted yet.
Got a pretty punchable face.
But he's so handsome.
Partial success.
Alright, go ahead and roll your damage. Decide what happens.
I'll move to get the shot placing. In danger once again.
Alright, so again, kind of separating yourself from the group to try and get the shot. And he's going to, as your arrow plunges through his chest and into his heart, he's going to let off one last burst of magic at you, retaliating with his last breath. That wasn't right. There we go. All right. You get hit with a burst of noxious energy for 3 damage. Your arrow saps the life out of him, leaving only the tense Skrit living up to his name in the midst of all these enemies.
I think that's all I can do, or I can interfere with the string.
Certainly try to interfere.
I'm gonna interfere and try and give him a -2.
All right, don't mess up. I like to picture that you've just like thrown yourself on top of his back and you're just like full on goblining him.
Fuck you!
You're so loud, it's clipping your mic.
Sorry.
It's actually muting you. It can't pick up
Oh,
your
it
voice.
muted me. I screamed.
Yeah, it's auto censoring you. All right, we're gonna say he's got a -1 to his next attack. Jane, you are actually up though.
Jane's gonna turn with the whip between her teeth, 2 daggers out to either side. Submit or die? Kneel or burn? I don't fucking care. Moth to the flame.
He's fully distracted.
Alright, just gonna stab him in what passes for ears in this things.
He's got very big ears. Straight success. Can roll damage to see what you like, but he only had 1 hit point left.
He's dead, but I'm still flailing on him.
Celica rides him into the ground.
I imagine Jellica just like taking him by the back of the head and just like repeatedly bashing him into the stone.
Yeah.
Long after he's dead.
Yeah, she's going full psycho on this guy.
Oh god, there's so much screaming. They're all dead.
Nah,
I can't believe they're all dead.
same.
What'd you say, Bug?
Earning that smash mouth name.
His
Right.
mouth is thoroughly smashed.
Initiative is broken.
Chad! Chad!
My god, you're alive again!
You actually lived. Fuck.
Shit, he's alive?
And Jane just kind of like lays down on the ground, cupping her chin in her in between her palms. So, I only have a whip. It'll probably kill you to touch it.
Yeah, you could knock me over with a feather right now. Maybe save that for option D.
I've got a rope in here somewhere.
I could use some rope!
I'll pull some rope out. But I'm not very strong, and I'm a little fucked up.
Form a chain.
I think the answer is form a chain.
I've got enough energy to pull this lug up.
Alright, you can have my rope.
And she'll go over and get the rope, and then try to lower it down to Chad.
Lowering rope down and forming a chain to anchor it.
Yeah.
Goblin chain. Alright, I'm down for this. You all anchor yourself as Chad reaches out and carefully begins to haul himself back up the rope.
Oh, that's a lot of blood coming out of me. That's more blood. I'm full of blood. Not anymore, I guess.
You know, you're pretty ugly when you bleed.
I know, it's a curse. Just listening.
I'm gonna cast advanced moves healing song, but it doesn't say if it's one target or everybody, or what the radius is.
Post it?
It says when you heal with arcane art, you heal 1d8 damage.
You gotta use your arcane art to heal.
I don't know what that is.
Let me check your sheet. Arcane art is under your starting moves. 10 plus, the ally gets the selected effect. 7 through 9, it works, but you draw unwanted attention, magic reverberates, or some other bullshit happens.
Oh, that's a fancy name for your casting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's confusing. Alright, who looks the most fucked up?
That's gonna be Ugly Chad.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Alright, I'm gonna heal Ugly Chad.
Brad's at 5, so.
Roll high.
Judy's at 10.
That's a high roll.
Holy shit.
So that's 1 damage plus a d8 of damage. Do I roll that or does she roll that?
Jellica rules.
Got it.
Oh wait, hold on a second.
Heal.
That was
Healing
Healing
That was-
something just gives her healing at the same time as it gives you healing.
so.
So you both gain 6 health.
Yeah. Hold on, arcane art. That was just a roll to make sure that the magic casts. So it casts, and now you can heal 1d8 worth of damage.
It
Auto rolls in the thing up above. So it's where it says heal 6 damage. That's because it rolled a 6 for her on the d8. So with the healing song, she gets to heal herself with a d8 as well as healing him with a d8. She could either use this, depending on you, GM, she could just use the same roll or chance taking the lower roll for herself.
Just to streamline things, we'll say the same roll.
Okay, then you both gain 6.
And that's programmed in pretty well.
She sings All Star.
Yeah. Yeah, I am a rock star. I'm gonna put a show on.
Get paid.
Get paid. Pump the air. Something goes crack in my shoulder. Ow!
You're so ugly, you're cute.
Oh, you're just saying that.
Right, so the party of Delvers is left alone on this bridge leading to the heavy door that looks pretty bashed in. The Skrit seemed very intent on getting through this door.
Huh.
Can I cast Detect Magic?
Sure.
Woohoo! It's not in combat, so it's just a success. Really.
Ooh.
Okay. So the only thing that a partial success would dampen, you can sense magic. You get an ambient sense of magic lingering in this place in general, but you direct it towards the door ahead of you. The door itself isn't magical, and you can feel something on the other side. You don't know what it is. You don't get a sense of what kind of magic it is, but you get a sense that it has to be pretty powerful if it's able to, if you can, the fact that you can feel it through this heavy stone entryway means it's pretty potent.
Okay, who has a way to open this door?
It's gonna be pretty dumb. Are we sure it's not just a lever somewhere? And Jane's gonna actually just like look around for a button or a lever.
I've got an axe.
You look around for a lever or a button, but unfortunately you don't find any way to open this door. It looks like there might have been a lock on it at some point, but the Skrit kind of demolished it in their attempts to break in through it. But they did do most of the work in breaking through it.
Alright, she's gonna pick up the body of the magician that was throwing shit at him and just start hitting the door with the body.
Just bashing his face into the door. Keep doing it, you're going to have a very squishy, wet mess in your hand.
Art.
That's alright, she can just burn it off.
DM, are there any blunt instruments, hammers, clubs, things of that nature that can be used to concussively maintain this door?
I'm going to say, before it fell, the ogre dropped its club.
Cool.
For you goblins, it's more of a battery.
I can dig it. 1 second. Equipment, weapons. DM, can I just draw a a club to my character sheet, or is this like really big?
This great club is larger than you can wield. It is like when I say it's a battering ram, I mean that like the only way to effectively use it is if a few of you work together on it.
All right. Jane Doe looks pretty tough. Yeah. Who's got who has strength?
Not me.
I got it.
Not I.
I've actually got no pluses to strength.
Oh, you're just fucking crazy.
I have negatives.
Negatives as well.
I mean, Jane is always happy to help.
Don't worry too much about like mechanical numbers because
Like, I'll help, but
Yeah, I think if we just help, as a
Just
team,
work together. Yeah.
just do it, I think we can get this done.
Give it a good heave ho.
Yeah.
You,
I mean, goblins are stronger together.
Together, goblins strong. Yeah. Chad is going to grab part of it and. Come on, guys! If we put our heads together, or our muscles together, I think we can give this door a run for its money.
let's do it for the queen.
for the queen.
For the bean!
A queen bee.
All right, you all gather together, heave ho the great club up over your shoulders. Before you charge this thing at the door, is there anything anyone wants to add to the endeavor to weaken the door, strengthen your charge?
I'm gonna aid.
Safe to assume that you're all aiding in this.
I have the muscle bound ability. When you wield a weapon, it gains forceful and messy, which means forceful, it can knock things back or knock things over, and messy means that it's particularly messy, as in like viscera or tearing bone from limb. Can I leverage that in any way?
Yeah. We're going to treat this as a essentially a strength check, and we're assuming everyone who's helping you is automatically aiding this. So each person is adding a +1.
I also have Herculean appetite. You choose a couple of like things that you're into as a barbarian, and one of the things that I've chosen is destruction. It's that thing that lets me use a D8 instead of a D6 for attack rolls.
That can definitely be leveraged here. If anyone has an ability that they would like to leverage instead of giving a flat +1, speak up or forever hold your peace.
I do not.
Can I try magic missiling the door to add more damage just ahead of his shot? I guess.
Definitely. I mean, judging by the like acid etching on the door, it seemed like that mage was trying to work alongside the rat ogre.
Okay, so it looks like it has a partial success.
Is there a way I could use my arcane art for this?
Possibly. You tell me. Do you have a spell available?
It says one of them is the next time someone successfully assists the target with aid, they get a +2 instead of +1.
Yeah, okay, yeah. If you go ahead and roll for your arcane art, and that'll do nothing in this scenario.
Complications.
Oh no.
All right, so
I did a sour note.
Actually, I'm going to use my the adversity die thing and make that a complicated or a partial success so that it still works.
okay. So let's see here. Brad is focused on just weakening the door ahead of this charge. With the arcane arts, that is going to add a 2 instead of a 1, so that's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5. Chad, give me a roll +5
+5. 1
on top
moment.
of your result.
Alright, so I can't just add 5 to this. So whatever this is, add 5 to it. And if the d6 rolls higher than the d8, I suffer some kind of complication. Well, the d6 isn't higher, so that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
All right, so this is a pure success. On the door, weakened by the blasts of eldritch energy that Brad has used to create a little crater for you to drive this massive great club into. It slams into the rock-like door, and the doors swing open. You all kind of overbalance as you're carried through into the chamber beyond, and just kind of stumble and drop the club and fall in a heap on the other side of this door.
Skidoo! Oh, shit!
And you all find yourselves in a brand new chamber. This chamber, it's a round chamber. It looks like it was partially caved in at some point in the past. The floor is elaborately carved with designs you don't entirely understand. Circle, almost like a giant circle of lines that intersect and loop and curl and turn at sharp angles. It's not any kind of symbology that you're familiar with.
What are these weird runes?
On the far end of this chamber is a carved archway. And unlike everything else you've seen in this city so far, this archway, it's lit. There are stone lanterns carved into the elaborate doorframe around it that are flickering with, not even flickering light from stones are what you are accompanied with, not accompanied, accustomed to. You're accustomed to with Anarchy Barrel. Those gemstones, the light within is very unstable. There are gemstones inside these lanterns that are just glowing a solid, soft light. The doorway itself, you see through it and you see a set of stairs that seem to be leading up through a rocky cavern, but the rocks on that you can see through the doorway, it's hard to explain, but they look different. And when you move about the room, you see that in the doorway itself is kind of almost like a heat mirage that you can only pick up as you move from side to side.
Oh boy. Definitely magic. Definitely magic. We need to go. We need to go.
Yeah, this is
Find
above
it.
my pay grade.
Brad just can't help himself and starts moving forward without thinking.
No, wait, no.
Chad moves forward and kind of like cups his hand to his brow and peer inside. And like it's a heat mirage, so he gets a little closer and keeps peering and squinting.
So Chad, you feel the hair on the back of your neck begin to stand on end, almost like that staticky sensation. Brad walks right past you as Jane is reaching out to try and grab it.
Brad, what do you suppose this is?
It's a
It's
door.
a
It's a
door. It's a magic door.
You
Look at all
feel
the
a
magic.
tingle all
think there's more
across your
magic beyond the
body
door?
as you step through this invisible mirage-like curtain. And nothing happens to you. You find yourself at the foot of a staircase that leads up through the ground, twisting slightly to the side. There is a different quality to the air. It's not so dank or musty.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Nice
Nice and dry air over here.
Not
Not that stank cave air we used to. Yeah. Come on, let's see. Let's go. Magic. Let's go. And I'm gonna start climbing the stairs.
Right behind you, Brad.
Oh my gosh,
Good
this
to
is
know,
great.
Judy.
We're gonna be so fucking rich.
We're rich! We're rich! I mean, the Bean's rich! This is for Bean! I'm
As,
chasing after Brad and Judy.
The
The bean was always rich.
She got way richer.
as one, the Delvers charge through this strange doorway, feeling the tingle on your skin as you emerge on the other side and begin climbing these stone stairs. It is dark. The only light you have at the moment is what you can provide here. As you ascend the stairs, it starts to feel warmer. The air feels thicker, like the humidity is gathering. You move further and further up the stairs. The rocks around you begin to give way to dirt and occasionally thick wooden roots. And you see light start to filter down from the twisting stairway ahead of you. The light is warm and bright and hurts your eyes a little bit. And you round the bend to see where this light is coming from. And you find another chamber very similar to the one that you left before. This chamber is not caved in or as damaged as the one down in the abandoned city. The floor here is very similar to what you saw before, with the elaborate line work that doesn't quite mean anything to you. And there's stone buttresses kind of supporting the roof to this chamber. On the far side, there is an open doorway, very similar to the one before, where the light is coming through. It seems like whatever doors had been here were removed long ago. The light is partially obscured by broadleaf plants that seem to be crowding in around this opening. The light filtering from beyond and above, clear and bright. The plants that you can see around the doorway, they're greener than any plants you've seen before. They're shiny with life and vigor that you would only associate with, well, you don't really associate with what this could be. It doesn't look like anything you've seen on Gur. And it's blocking your view of what lies beyond.
Weird.
Everything is healthy?
More
More
importantly,
vibrant?
is it edible? Let me try to eat a leaf.
I'm gonna keep moving forward as he starts picking out a leaf, trying to get a better view.
You tear off a leaf, you chew on it, tastes leafy.
By the founders, it's so leafy!
Brad, you use your staff to kind of push the greenery out of the way.
Yep.
So you push aside the plants and move forward, creating some room for you and your companions to emerge from this cave to see where you are. And you find yourself on a hillside dominated by tall trees with long hanging leaves, vines trailing up and down their trunks. The underbrush is dense and damp, and everything feels hot and humid, and you can hear strange sounds, strange animals creaking and calling, and for a moment you're unsure what to think. And then there's a flutter of wings as something dives down and lands on a branch in front of you.
The fuck is that?
Ah! I attempt to brandish my pot lid and realize that it fell into the barrels. So I brandish
I'm
my
gonna
axe.
shoot it!
Shoot it!
Roll volleys.
Friend or food? It's fine. You can just shoot Chad in the back several times. It's fine. It's okay.
Okay, so Jellica, was that your complication up there?
Yep.
No,
It was me, then Dom, then Heather.
So I feel like out of the 3 attacks, Jane inadvertently just burns Jellica. God damn you people! Jellica's arrow to a crisp because it got in her way, and only Judy's arrow kind of strikes home, and the creature falls over pierced by an arrow, allowing you to get a closer look at it.
Oh yeah,
I'll run up to it.
Yeah.
We're getting a much closer look at it. What the fuck is that?
it just shows up and gets shot.
I'm gonna pick up the arrow and then hold the creature by the arrow sticking out of
So
it.
the creature is small, and it's covered with feathers of all things. It has wings like some of the creatures you've seen in the air back home in Gur, but those things were all like leathery and scaly, and this is like soft and downy. It's got black feathers and a long, thick beak that's a bright, vivid orange.
Man, I like what it's made out of.
And I'm gonna like
It's
pluck at
soft.
its wings.
It looks edible.
It looks weak. Is it deformed? Poor
Maybe-
thing.
Maybe it's soft and that's why it died so fast.
I feel a kindred spirit. It's so ugly, just like me.
I want to take one of its thingies and put it in my hair. I'm gonna pull a feather off and put it behind my ear. Fashion.
And these trees
Yep,
around you
that's what
are-
Jellica's doing. She's taking a bunch of them and like pinning them and braiding them in her hair.
There are plenty of trees around you that seem to rise above the. Basically, they're tall enough to provide a good enough look at the scenery around you, and the vines that are climbing up their sides. They look like easy handholds to creatures as spry as goblin kind. With a vegetation as thick as it is, higher ground might help.
Yeah, Brad is going to start climbing just so that he can see what's going on, because they went through magic and got to a place that's so strange, but they're topside now, and it doesn't seem like what they're used to. So he's trying to see if, like, where they are in relation to other things on Gur, because he has not yet connected the dots yet.
How far do you think we traveled, Brad? I mean, we can't be more than a couple miles away from Gonway. Climbing after Brad.
Yeah, Jane's using her knives to scale another tree.
Yep, Jellica's climbing. Jellica wants to see what the fuck's going on.
The doors were magic, so who knows? And the doors are definitely not made by us. They were here long before us. I just want to see where we are because this is definitely not like any place I've ever been on Gur, and strange soft animal, not like what we have on Gur, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Not like rock bottom either.
Okay, Bug glitches their way to the top of the tree.
Brad pushes the leaf aside, and Bug is just sitting on a branch staring at him.
Yes.
Every time the camera pans, it's just like the Bug's in a different like part of the new scene.
Yep. Judy, just to be clear, like, the entire Union is climbing into the trees for a better view. Are you joining them?
Not quite. I'm still fascinated by the thing I shot.
I can see her like stretching it out on the ground.
Yeah, it's just poking
it.
it. Yeah, like trying to figure out why. Why is this?
Okay. So those of you climbing into the tree, get into the upper branches, push aside some of the foliage, and climb out onto some of the tree branches to get a better look. And you do get a view of a lush valley, absolutely full of these tall trees and green vegetation, and you see more of those flying creatures flitting about in the air. You see other creatures like it, but of different colors, flying about. In the distance, you can see ruins of some sort, too far away to make out. But this jungle is so thick and full of a vibrancy you have never experienced before. That it doesn't feel like Gur. The sky is a bright blue of all colors. The clouds are fluffy and white, and you see flying over the valley creatures more similar to what you expect to see flying in the sky, but much bigger. Creatures with large, leathery wingspans and elongated skulls, kind of screeching out their cries as they move in a small little gathering across the sky. You don't know what you found or why the Skrit were trying to access this place, but you don't think you're on Gur anymore. And that's where we're going to end the game.
That seems right.
I had to put that in there because I know people were just waiting to comment. I'm like, no, this is a good scene. This is a good scene. In this,
one of the great things they accomplished.
They accomplished some great things. These are veteran delvers.
No, I was referring to what I got from the nuisance.
Ah. Oh, you want the nuisance's insight on this place?
Well, no, I was referring to what I got from them last session. That they were trying to do great things, and they did do great things.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got insight onto the nature of this place.
Whomsoever they were.
The last place.
Well, that is a exciting twist ending.
Quite.
I don't think we're getting paid. This is a great place to start a war.
The doorway was still open.
Gonway is going to expand, I think.
Thank you all for joining me on this little goblin adventure. Thank you for indulging in a new system with a lot of things I was trying out and rolling with me as I tried things and changed things and I appreciate your patience and your commitment to pushing through.
Oh, we committed to the bit.
We committed to a lot of bits.
Many bits.
Many bits were had.
Many bits were had. Well, thank you for running. This has been a
Yeah,
zany
thank you.
adventure.
It's a fun little group of goblins here.
We had some laughs. Try as I might, I couldn't kill my character.
You very nearly did.
Oh, I would have gone out with a bang.
Leveraging all those abilities to give the most dramatic exit possible.
Hell yeah. We're going full bore.
Brad got into a wizard duel and won.
That was kind of cool. Wizard duel. Maybe not on the...
Jane blew themselves up and emerged unscathed.